I'm Drew Coles.
I'm Erin Coles.
And this is Met Player Monday.
Today, we're going to be talking about why it's beneficial, if possible, to have separate spaces for your ceremony, cocktail hour, and reception.
The biggest consideration here is having to turn over the space.
In the wedding industry and service industries more broadly, this means converting a space between its uses or functions.
So in this case, we're talking about converting a space that was the ceremony location into what will serve as the reception space.
And this is actually the most common turnover because the cocktail hour provides time for the space to be converted.
So as you and your guests are enjoying cocktails and starting to unwind, or what's more likely is that you'll be taking pictures as your guests are enjoying drinks, the venue staff will be hard at work converting what was the ceremony space into the reception space.
We've participated in this kind of turnover dozens of times. However, it always poses a timing issue for us and any other wedding entertainment and many other vendors as well.
It's our company policy to arrive to the venue roughly 3 to 4 hours before the first guests are set to arrive and before we're set to play a single note. So we often use this time to set up, sound check, change clothes, and more generally get ready for an evening of performing.
This process is disrupted when we're unable to set up the bandstand until roughly an hour before we're scheduled to perform because the space is being used for something else.
It would be like if you had to wait until just 15 minutes before your next Zoom meeting to get dressed for that meeting. We're sure you could do it, but you would be a lot more relaxed if you could take your time getting ready and make sure all of your ducks are in a row.
In addition to the pure practicality of changing the space over in a short amount of time, when the spaces are separate, the look and feel of the spaces can be more comprehensively curated. This means you can decorate each space to match a theme you have in mind, or simply separate them to create a different feel in each space for the separate portions of the wedding day itself.
At a wedding we did just a few weeks ago, the ceremony was set high on a hill overlooking the Catskill Mountains.
Then, the cocktail hour was inside a portion of the venue that looked like a lodge or log cabin and featured a large bar, a grand piano, indoor seating around fireplaces, as well as an outdoor area that featured outdoor tables and chairs, as well as cornhole and other lawn games.
Then the reception was held in a large hall with vaulted ceilings and string lights. In this space, the walls were almost exclusively made of glass, so that the mountain range could still be seen, but the warmth of the couple's family still be felt.
So if you have the option of hosting your ceremony, cocktail hour, and reception in separate spaces, we'd recommend you opt for that option.
And if you don't have that option, we'll still make it work. But be advised that your vendors might need a little more time to ensure everything is perfect by the time your reception begins. Thus, your cocktail hour might need to be a little bit closer to an hour and a half.
We hope this has been helpful. And remember, we're always here in case you have questions or simply want to run something by us. At the end of the day, we're here to support you in making musical memories.
How much time do we have? Oh, we're fine, right? We're fine. Find me Phineas. Find Phineas and Ferb. So
I'm trying to create some.
What would it be that was?
Sometimes it's people's favorite part.
As a reviewer.
That's when she watches
Jenny from the Block?
Mm-hmm. Jenny from the Block. J-Lo watches her videos. You do not leave this up to me. That's not my role in this relationship.
It isn't.
I don't know.
They are funny. You're right. they are not necessarily funny. It's their existence that's funny. Does that last thing make sense? Last thing I said.
I bet you'd be able to smell it less now because of masks. That's a good thing about masks.
Masks.
Let's
get some masks. Masks.
Have we done this before?
Masks.
What did we do
Let's
it with?
get some masks.
Something about let's get some shoes.
Shoes.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not sure though.
Masks.
Masks. Masks. Masks.
You could make it a new drum beat.
Masks. Masks. Just say one extra
Oh,
one.
I have a fun story.
Masks.
I
That
have
was
a,
one extra.
I have a fun story though. So when Drew and I were dating, he lived in New York City and I lived up in northern New York, and so we would usually drive somewhere in the middle and meet so we could spend a little time together, and neither of us would, bear the burden of driving the whole way.
I don't know where this is going.
And I used to get really sleepy in the car because I would have, gone to classes all day or something and then have to drive. And so in order to keep myself awake, I used to beatbox to the songs on the radio so that I could stay awake. And there was one time that I beatboxed for far too long and I started to get lightheaded because I didn't beatbox all the time. And so I was like, oh my God, I have to stop. And P.S., is that too weird that I beatboxed? I was in an a cappella group and I did beatbox. Then only once for one song, but I did it. I learned how to do it. So it's not that weird that I did it. But anyway, that's what kept me awake through my journey. I hope you enjoyed this story. This is Erin Cole's story time. Have a great day.
Have a great day. Until next time.
Until next time.